They're still 13, 10, and 1, I believe. They are above 500.
But brother, they suck.
They suck.
They suck.
But let's begin with the New York Rangers being a mess. And this is I would think that we had covered all the ways in which things are kind of weird for the Rangers this season. But last night was definitely the most exciting because a horrible slate, an A-, slate, was headlined by the Devils smoking the Rangers, specifically Jack Hughes attempting a Forsberg, which is, I don't know if we call it like a Forsberg. I feel like we're in the day and age of you call every move like he hit the whatever, but like a Peter Forsberg style goal, which is you go all the way to your strong side and then you leave the puck behind and you just, as it's going the other way, you just barely guide it and let it kind of curve in. It's a great one-handed goal. We love the move. He tries it in a blowout win. Not blowout, what was it? 6-3 was the final?
Something like that. Did they score 3? I thought they scored like 1.
It was 5-1.
Yeah. 5-1, 6-3, same thing. The game sucked. The only exciting part of it was that this happened, and then in the intermission, former Oilers great, he played one game for them, Steve Valiquette, talking about the state of the Rangers as it relates to this breakaway attempt.
2 breakaways in the period, and this is the one I don't like. I don't like that because Hughes set out to embarrass Shesterkin there by slowing down and going to one hand. And that should send a shockwave to everybody on the bench. I know in my day that Colt Noor would have been hanging over the bench, banging his stick, saying, "I'm coming after you," because you tried to embarrass us. And that's blatant disrespect. And I'm sort of surprised I didn't see a response from the team that way.
Is that how you read it? I'm interested to hear more about that. Like, what did you read about that body language or that moment? Because maybe it was he just knows that Igor's really good on breakaways and didn't want to shoot right away.
No, he's had success against Igor, playing him straight up. And I thought he slowed down. He wanted to put a fancy move on. It was more Instagram hockey than intense hockey. There wasn't much of a back check, so that allowed him to do it. But I'm looking at him going like this and doing what in a practice a goalie would get mad at a teammate for doing, saying that would never happen in a game. When was the last time you saw somebody one-hand score like the Forsberg move?
Right.
In a game. Yeah. Not a shootout, but in a game.
Right.
And I think that the Rangers should be upset about that.
Okay, I'm kicking myself right now because as that was going on, we should have been hammering the phones last night. We should have gotten Steve Valiquette on today. That was a fuck up on our part. We're going to try to get him on tomorrow because I need to hear further explanation for that. Biggest takeaway.
Yeah.
He knows he cooked with Instagram hockey. That's so good.
It is good, but it's also stupid.
It's stupid behavior.
So
whole
stupid.
take dumb, extremely dumb the whole way, but Instagram hockey, he cooked.
Also,
he knows he did.
Some number crunching. The last time that somebody hit the Forsberg, less than 2 years ago in that same building, Vladimir Tarasenko pulled the Forsberg, nailed it.
He just did a bad job with that whole thing. I understand he was trying to go at the Rangers and say, "Have you no pride?" Which we think the Rangers have no pride, it would seem.
If they have pride, they're doing a bad job of showing
Rangers
it in a lot of
fans
ways.
and the organization has a lot of pride. The team right now has lost 6 of 7 games.
Yeah.
Is just generally ass. So right now, no. When you're in this bad way, you don't have much pride. It doesn't look good out there. It looks terrible. But the idea of after giving up a breakaway, you should be mad at the guy that had the breakaway, and go after him. And in my day, somebody would have beat him up for that.
And Colt Noor specifically.
Colt, great poll.
It's a really weird argument to make. And yeah, like I think that some people have been. You don't understand his point. He's going after the Rangers. He's going after the Rangers and critiquing the Rangers by taking a really weird and unnecessary route of throwing pot shots at Jack Hughes for attempting a move that is widely accepted and beloved as like a cool move on a breakaway. Nobody wants to see less Forsberg moves, and nobody interprets that as like, oh, you're trying to show us up. You're trying to like embarrass us. No, it's a cool ass move. And just like the Instagram hockey thing, the blatant disrespect throw. And just like, I guess there's also a history of Steve Valiquette really going against Jack Hughes, like back when
I'm coming around on Steve Valiquette.
He's really digging in. He wanted the Rangers to. He was very happy that the Devils were going to take Jack Hughes first overall because he wanted Kakko really bad.
I still don't hate that. I'd rather have Kakko than Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes is awesome and way better at hockey, but I don't want to be a Jack Hughes team, respectfully. Breaking news, our insider, Johnny Lazarus, says that Steve Valiquette has said Instagram hockey before. It was not the first time he said this, so that's an important piece of information to note. Thank you, Johnny, for giving us that.
Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah. No, and I mean, Sean had the good point earlier, too, that like the Instagram hockey quote has the same energy as Tyson Nash railing against Trevor Zegras, saying that all these young guys are trying to skill it up.
Hot
derogatory.
Dogging. They're out here hot dogging.
Hot dogging. I grew up on hot dogging. If
that's lazy, that's being lazy, right?
No. It's being like a showboat.
Okay,
yeah, being a real braggart out there and just kind of skill. I remember youth hockey. We scored a goal and our goalie skated to center ice and like jumped on his belly and went like that. That was how I learned the term hot dogging.
Okay.
Because the coach said, don't do that. You're out there hot dogging. And I was like, what Kyle did back there was the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. If hot dogging isn't allowed, this hockey thing ain't for me.
Hot dogs are famously great.
I like Valiquette, man. I've come around on him. I get weird behavior, bad thing. It led to this. Jack Hughes had to hear about this after the game.
The Rangers broadcasters thought that you were trying to embarrass Shesterkin. Just take me through that, and what was your reaction to hearing that?
What did he say?
He said he thought you were trying to embarrass Shesterkin on that breakaway when you went to the Forsberg.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what that means. Like, what does that even mean? Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
Another game.
Most likable Jack Hughes has ever been.
Yeah,
I like him there. That's a cool moment from him.
I love this guy. I don't understand why you guys don't like him. He rocks.
I like that you said, I don't understand why and then you were like, no, it's just these two people. It's
Oh, no, I don't think that's necessarily.
Do people think he's Hunty with a C?
I think there's probably a lot of people who don't like him, especially because he plays for the Devils, and I feel like that's one of the teams that people might not like. But
I want to say I don't dislike Jack Hughes. I think that sometimes he can be a little bit more difficult and a little bit more prickly than he needs to be.
I like it.
But I like prickly. Leon Draisaitl's my guy, but maybe it's just that he's not the best at it. Like he's not as good at hockey or as serving, you know what, as Leon is. That I'm like, why am I watching this low rate cover band? Or this North American hockey player who's just awesome and has an attitude? Absolutely not.
That was the perfect response from Jack Hughes. Like, didn't even give it the time of day. It was like, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What does that even mean?
I don't know what that means. They would say it all the time on 30 Rock. Every time they said it, I'd pump my fist. I love it. You just hear something ridiculous, respond flatly. I don't know what that means. It's not rude. You're just communicating to them what? And that's what Jack Hughes had to do in that moment. Valiquette, we're going to get Valiquette.
I want to get him on.
I
want to get him on, and I want to get his power rankings of the most respectful ways to score on a breakaway.
Oh, this would be good. All right, we're going to try to get him. In the meantime, though, they have lost 6 of 7 games. The Rangers are in a bad way right now. Who knows what happens with their they're still 13-10-1, I believe. They are above 500.
But brother, they suck.
They suck.
They suck.
They suck. I hate to always my first thought with the Rangers when I think of them sucking is like Mika's going to be a problem, just is not that good anymore. I don't want to say he's not like a bad player. I'm overstating that, but you know what I'm saying? Like
he's a shell of what we know he can be.
You need your best players to be your best players, and that's kind of where the Rangers are right now. So you
want to hear some Ranger stats real quick? Okay, just run it down. They're 4-6 in their last 10. They currently hold the first wild card spot in the Eastern Conference. Based off the way that they're playing, that will not hold. They are 30th in the league in expected goals against per 60 at 5-on-5. They are, in actuality, 18th, which means thank you, Igor Shesterkin, saving their fucking ass and has been. So, I get wanting to be like, hey, protect Igor Shesterkin. The rest of the guys rally around Igor Shesterkin. I don't know if that means kicking Jack Hughes' ass because he got a breakaway and tried a cool move, but Igor needs some help. They are also allowing the second most high danger chances per 60 minutes at 5-on-5. They fucking suck defensively, and they are allowing so many rush chances. I don't know. We talked about this plenty with the Bruins. I don't know when it comes time to go for the hard reset and find somebody who can put them back on the rails. But there was some real anxious moments last night when Peter Laviolette showed up late to his post-game press conference that people were like, damn, maybe this might happen tonight. And if you know anything about the New York Rangers and the way that they handle their business, overreactions are not off the menu for that team.
No, I mean, I'm surprised they haven't made. I thought it was an overreaction when they put it out there that they would look into making trades when they were just starting to hit a skid.
Yeah.
I thought that was so dramatic, but that's the New York Rangers for you, baby.
We all silly like the mayor.